on a few things. Focusing on Ghoul Busters for the Nintendo 3DS. I've done a few streams now and a few videos showing working on the game behind the scenes. Oh, pardon me, I didn't have my microphone clipped on. Now we are back. Sorry about that, thanks for joining. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jerrel. I'm the developer of the Silver Falls games. Now, today we'll be working on Ghoul Busters for the Nintendo 3DS. We'll be working on some graphics, a little bit of programming and some stage building, placing some props and items and testing to make sure that our stages work just fine. So, I hope you're well. Thanks for joining. And I hope you enjoy hanging out today on today's stream. If you'd like, you can ask questions, you can hang out and chat, and if not, you can just watch the video, check out the process of working on a video game. Let's see, now, I'm just going to enjoy my coffee through the stream while we work. Now, to get things started, just with a bit of fun, I'll show you how this stage works just here. So, this is quite late in the game, this stage, and the hazard that we have here shows slime, and this slime will push the player as the player steps on the slime. So, what I'm going to do now is just adjust the controller on my character. Now I've got multiple screens here, so if I'm looking off screen, I'm just working on my multiple monitors here. I'm still paying attention to you. Now then, let's go ahead and grab our player window here. Surround, you can have a look top screen here. Okay, let's have a look at this guy up here. I'm going to also drag some game logic into this as well. I have a universal game manager that generally exists when you start the game the normal way. That game logic will always exist. It persists from room to room. It keeps track of our save data, our global data. Okay, let's see here. So this slime does not move yet. This actually ruins friction for the character. So you can see it makes it quite difficult to travel. It's going to make it difficult to control and change directions, and then it makes it easier for enemies to overwhelm you. So I'm going to try and sort of have to hop over this. Oop. Actually, I'll make it a little easier. Now this enemy is a tough customer, you can see. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Just a little higher. So this enemy drops some worms that will make things inconvenient. Ah, good, I got rid of him. See, I don't really want that guy there, that's the thing. This is a tough jump. Okay, I don't think you can make that without some help. Maybe we'll have to put something there to help. I'm trying to get... Okay, here we go. Ah! I made it just barely. Whoa! Okay. So that's a bit of a fun trick. I didn't make it that time. You see the slime up there was moving, whereas previously... Okay, I got afraid, and I didn't jump on the log. Okay, here we go. Oop. Now it's a little bit difficult, that jump, so I might actually extend that platform just a little bit to make it easier. Okay. So here's the trick that I play on people right there, is the slime suddenly moves, and then you learn the hard way that moving slime can be a real danger. Let's go ahead and make a few adjustments now so this level makes a little more sense. You can see that this spot was quite difficult to get to, so there are two options that I can make here. I can either reduce the height of that platform, or I can change this. Now I don't really want to change this here, as that would make that a little bit too easy. So what I will do is actually just reduce this so my character's head does not hit that platform. I will bring my tileset editor tool over onto the screen so you can see what's going on here. want to select the layer to work on, which is this layer here. And we will erase that. So the music that we are listening to currently is from the Frontier Hunters mode in White Inside Its Umbra, which is our Wii U game that hopefully will be launching soon. So the game is totally finished. We're just in the middle of submission process with Nintendo. There are some adjustments I would like to make to the prefab of this object. If I bring the inspector over, we can have a look at the adjustments I make here. So I'm working on the prefab. Let's see here. Now for this guy, I think it's a little too tall. Maybe if we half that. Okay. We can apply the changes, so we can see the collider there. I want it to look like the player sort of sinking into the slime a little bit and not standing on top of it. So we can go ahead and make changes to our Pardon me, excuse me. Excuse me, sorry about that. Everybody sneezes sometimes. Okay. We'll just go ahead and clean the chat. We've got some sort of spam thing going on here. Go ahead and remove the ports. Okay, port. Now then, what have we got here? So we'll check the height on our slime here. You can sort of see the collider box is now a little lower as well. Go ahead and get rid of this guy. Getting the chat a little bit. There we go. Here. Okay, cool. It's great how YouTube is letting all these spammers dominate comment sections. Right. Now, this jump is a little bit difficult to make, isn't it? So, there's a few easy things we can do. It's a little bit difficult, so what we can do is there's quite a few things you can do, and you can see there's a few things here that actually shouldn't be here. What I actually meant to do that, I didn't follow through with that. I just left that there from earlier in development, so I can bring them around here just to make it a little easier to make that jump. So now that jump is much more possible. Now it gives the player a chance to see what's happening over there. Actually, what would be very funny is if that was slime. So I think what I want to do, again, that'll make that just a little bit extra challenge here. Not that it makes much of a difference, but it's consistent with the gimmick of the level, which is slime on the floor here. Okay. You can see it's a pretty challenging level. Once you get to this area, your timing on everything has to be quite good. So what I've left at this point in development is I've left the items and some enemies. I haven't finished placing them, but you can see they're just sort of scattered around a bit. I mentioned before in previous videos that I generally leave that until the traversal of the stage is finished. Then I move the enemies and items to where they need to be. That's sticking out from the wall a little bit, isn't it? Let's go ahead and bring that in. Okay. course, there are more fine-tuned adjustments. So let's go ahead and run this again. And bring that in here. I want to try to make this jump here on this lower path. Let's wait for this guy to move. Oh, move him out of the way. How about that? Oop. He wants to try to get back to his normal path, so we can momentarily move him out of the way. Whoop. Okay, and jump. Ah, I almost made it. Made it. Ooh. Get the jump timing right. Okay. Now, what we want to do is adjust that further. So this actually shouldn't be there. That's a bit of a funny thing. Let's see here. And I think that's, okay, that's up there. I think this is meant to be up here. So if the player wants, they can grab this checkpoint. Okay, so it's a problem if the player drops down here. That's going to make things quite difficult. Okay. So if the player takes the upper path, they will get a checkpoint here. If they take the lower path, they can get a checkpoint here. And actually, I don't really want this enemy here anymore. Let's go ahead and just get rid of that enemy so the player has a chance to catch their breath. And this object, I believe, does not need to be here. Let's see, what would be a fair enemy to put here? Actually, there is another enemy that I need to format as well. Let's come back to that. What we'll do now is get to our graphics here. So we'll come back to doing more of our enemies later. We're working in MS Paint now. So what we'll be doing is creating some graphics for our special weapons. And then we will program those special weapons to be used. So I'll show you where we are in terms of that. Okay, so I'm just going to change the room, and what I'll have to do is I've created the logic for special attacks, and they exist in one room, so I'll have to copy them across to the other rooms. Let's go ahead and go to our gameplay, and I will show you what our bottom screen looks like here. So we have a virtual pet on the right side of our bottom screen, and some items on our left. But during testing, it turned out that I really want the items on the right side, so I'm going to show you how I adjust that. Let's move that out of the way. We'll take our editor out of the 2D view, and we will have a look and find where the logic is for our bottom camera. So I'm going to my hierarchy view, looking for my camera bottom. Press F, and oh, would you look at that? So you can see our gameplay takes place over there, and I've placed the logic and the graphics for the bottom screen down here. So if you look up, you'll have your gameplay. If you look down, you have your camera for the bottom screen. You can put this anywhere you want, really, but I try to keep it out of the way so that you don't end up crossing paths. You don't want to cross the streams when it comes to the top camera and the bottom camera. So what I will do is just I'll move this view over, that we can see what is going on with our bottom screen. Now what I want to do is move my items over to the right side, the virtual pet over to the left. Okay, so I've selected my grid here, and let's just go like this. There we go. grab our pet. Okay. Pet, graphics, and gotcha pet. There we go. So you can see the translate tool is currently set to local. We want that to be global. We're going to move that over now. And there we go. You can see that the rotation is a little off. Can I just flip that? No, that's not going to do it. Alright, I'll just manually go like so. Move it over. Just so the player is still able to access the buttons there through the touch screen. There we go. Now I want to make sure that these buttons here work properly. So you can see on click they don't have any functions currently. Let's go ahead and fix that. Okay. I'm going to bring my hierarchy over so we can see what is happening. From the hierarchy, we have our bottom screen UI, and we have Busters bottom UI. So I'll go ahead and click on this. We'll wait for our program to open. Now we have an empty script here, so we've just started working on this. Let's go ahead and create a new function. We'll go public, so we want to be able to access that. Public void attempt use special item, and then we'll go integer in item ID. There we go. Now then, we've created what is called a stub. So that's not a full function, it's just a stub of a function. But it exists there as a placeholder so that other pieces of the machine, other parts of the machine can access that. We can add the logic later on. Right? So we go to our buttons now. We'll select all of our buttons. And now we've created a way to access a function. So click on function, we go to Busters bottom UI, and we will select attempt use special item. Now, on our grid here, we actually want to start from the upper right. There we go. Make sure that's the first item, okay? And then the second items are on the left. Let's see. Alright. Let's see, start access, I want vertical. Let's see if that works properly. There we go. That's how I want the items to be laid out in terms of order. Okay. Go ahead and save that. And we just want to now, each item needs to specify which item slot it is accessing. Here we go. Item slot 1, 2, 3, 4. Kenneth, how's it going? Thanks for joining the stream this year. I was able to put $30 in my eShop account, so I'll definitely be buying White Inside Its Umbra. Thanks for that. I really appreciate that. We're still in the middle of submission process with Nintendo, and that's just a two-way process, back and forth, and then we work closely with Nintendo to make sure that is up to their expectations, that the game works properly, and that it's going to be a good product for everyone to enjoy on the Wii U when it launches. So we're still in the middle of that. I hope we're able to wrap that process up soon, and then White Inside Its Umbra can be launched soon. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I really thank you for that. Thanks for supporting the game. Okay. And now what we want to do is update the logic for displaying the item inventory amount. So I'll show you, it's not really that difficult. So each of these objects, this is a touch gameplay button item. You can see each of these buttons has that component. And each of them right now, really all they need to do is reference the text. That's really all I need. Thanks. Okay, so what we'll do is we want to public void refresh item display data. We'll go integer in quantity. All right. Also, what we want to do now is public. Let's see. We'll go game object. Oh, actually, I'm programming off screen here. Let me show you what I'm working on. Okay, we've just created this. Refresh item display data in quantity. And then we'll game object. And we'll go, let's see. Item graphics. Okay. Oh. Holder. Makes sense. And we'll just go like this. This is quite simple. Okay. So if text quantity dot text is not equal to in quantity dot toString, and this is, you don't generally need to check if the values match first, but on the Nintendo 3DS it actually makes a big difference, because every time you change graphics on the UI, it generates it can leak memory. It generates garbage which can leak memory, which causes crashes. So I always check if the text matches first before changing it. And if you attempt to change it, refresh it again, even if it's the same thing, it'll still generate garbage. Okay. Whereas on other platforms, that's not an issue. Okay, let's see here. So what we want to do is if in quantity is greater than 0, we want to set this to active, so we display the item here. Okay, we'll go to true. And then we'll go ahead and go like this. And if it's not greater than 0, we'll go ahead and set that to false. Now, what we will do is take this logic so that we only update the quantity if it is greater than 0. That saves us a bit of work. Hi, Ronaldo. So I haven't ever developed for Unity. It's that Java syntax, isn't it? Birdman, hello. How's it going? Thanks for joining. So Ronaldo, this is C#. I haven't used Java in a very long time, but don't tell anyone. This is a secret between you and me, Ronaldo. I am working on something in Java. I'm not going to say what platform it's for, but it's not for a modern platform. One of our upcoming games is on a much older platform, and I'll be using Java for that. So that's going to be pretty fun. But no, this isn't Java. You can use a couple different things. You can do a JavaScript, which is a different beast altogether. But in general, most programming languages aren't really that different from each other. I was programming on Arduino. I started last week. I think that's C++. A lot of them are very similar. So if you have skills in one programming language, generally they translate quite well across to other programming languages. RoboCoop, how's it going? Birdman, good to see you. Thanks for joining. I'm not going to be doing any heavy math here today. It's just really checking the values of the in quantity. So every item slot will have their item data refreshed. If the quantity is greater than 0, then it is going to show the graphics, and then we'll update the item counter. And if it is not greater than 0, it'll just go ahead and set it to false. Let's go ahead and show you the logic for that now. So what I want to make sure is that, let's see here. So okay. So this is where we've run into an issue now. Problem is, if I set this game object now to false, if I set this to false, that object doesn't exist, which means it can't perform any of the functions that it needs to. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take the logic out of that. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat, really, but I'm going to take that logic and I'm going to put it onto my manager for the menu itself. I'm just going to go void refresh item slot. display. Let's go like that, okay? Go integer in item slot. Okay, and now we will go like this. If item buttons dot in item slot. So now all the logic exists in the parent of the objects and not the objects themselves. That way the object can be controlled externally. In item slot, and we'll go integer in quantity. Okay. Oop, hold on. That's very silly of me. I'll take that out here. Okay. Now then, there we go. Okay, and then this is a funny quirk. If there's any programmers out there, it's kind of annoying. With Unity 3DS, it leaks memory like crazy. Every single thing that you do leaks memory. Okay, so we'll go like this. Refresh all item slots. I can make extended eye contact on this if you want. Let's see here. Let's go for I equals 0. I is less than what was our things? What are they called? Item buttons. Item buttons dot length I plus plus. Oh no! Hey, what are you doing there? So what I just did there is we're creating a for loop, so it'll iterate through every single item that's in item buttons, and then it will refresh the data. So we'll go like this. Refresh slot data I, and the reason why I don't do this integer I, create an integer there. Generally, that's what you would do, but in Unity 3DS, that creates huge memory leaks. So anything that you do in 3DS leaks memory. It's very technical. There's a lot of stuff that you have to remember. So I'm missing some information here. How am I supposed to get the information of the quantity? So I need to reference my universal game manager. So I will go like this: Busters game manager. Game manager. Now I need to reference that. Let's go like this. These are steps that I've done thousands upon thousands of times. So I can really do this with my eyes closed at this point. This sort of thing, you know, it's quite repetitive. Oop, hold on. Equal to, hold on. Went funny there for a second. Busters, a game manager, instance. Now I just want to make sure that my game manager has access to my save data. I think it does. I think it does. Let's just go like this. I'm gonna start typing and see if my save data is already. So game manager dot save data current. Oops. Dot item. Oh, okay. So it doesn't look like I have my item references in there yet. Let's go ahead and put that in. Okay. I'm just going to search for my script. Save. What are you guys playing right now in terms of games? Anything very cool? I played Wii U for a couple minutes last night just to sort of take a short break from work, and it's just reminds me what a cool system that is. Actually played one short track of Skylanders Superchargers on the 3DS. Very cool presentation in that game. The racing is actually quite satisfying. It's a very fun game. Okay. So I'm opening my savable data, GB, and I want to do this now. We'll go public integer. We'll go like this. Item special item quantity is equal to new integer. And there are 8 special weapons in the game. Does it work with some kind of singleton pattern? No, not really. So how it works, I'll show you how it works. And every single one of my games uses a game manager. It's quite simple. Where's he gone? I'll go to my, this is how I find things quite easily because my projects get big very quickly. Game manager, okay. So I got a Busters game manager here, and it, generally the important thing is you want to have, oh, I could post scripts if you want to make it easier. Private Busters game manager. Generally, what the important thing is, don't destroy on load. Is this the awake? Don't destroy on load, and then you have an instance, and that allows objects to access this game manager here. So that's a really important thing. You just set the core. Busters game manager is the static. Busters core. Awake core is equal to this, and then you have a static instance core. You can have people call the instance and it'll instantiate it, but I always have mine set up in the initial room of the game, and that way I can have tighter control over it. But I'll show you why that works, or how that works. So you call that instance, returns the core. So if I have the bottom UI, I say the game manager, which I'm referencing here, is equal to instance, then it's going to get the instance of this guy. And then any changes that I make to the save data, or like what I used to do was quite poor design, which I definitely don't do anymore. Like that save data, I used to have all that information stored in the game manager, and then I would have to create a function that copies the values from the save data, and then I would copy that information into the values here. And after doing that for a few years, I realized I'm wasting my time. That's very silly. I can just access the save data instance itself, and then when I'm ready to save that to the save file, then I can just tell it to save it to the save file. This class stores the data itself. So as you can see, I just added a value there, special item quantity, and then I'll show you how that all plays into it. So now we can say, please access the save data current dot special item quantity. So you can see the values that we just added to this guy. We just put that in there. Now we're able to access that. And then we want to just go ahead and say, there we go. You've been playing Wind Waker HD for Wii U. Oh man, that game looks incredible. I should probably boot that up. I'm very far into that. I haven't finished Wind Waker HD. I'll tell you a funny story here. Wind Waker came out when I was in my late teens, and I didn't have it, but a friend of mine, had Wind Waker on the GameCube. So every time I went over, I would play the game, and I don't know if whatever reason, I don't know, because memory cards had limited space. So every few weeks at his place, I'd play Wind Waker a little bit, and then he would have to make space, so he'd erase my save or whatever. It's like, it's no big deal, you know. It's not my memory card; it's his memory card. And then I think over the course of a few years, I probably started the game at his house, I don't know, 7 times. So I'd played through the first few hours of the game 7 times, and at that point my brain was kind of sick of it. Because I had played through the beginning of the game so many times and never got that far. So every time I personally have tried to start a new game of Wind Waker, I turn it off because I get sick of playing through the same parts that I played through again and again. So Wind Waker HD, you know, I think I'm close to the end of the game, but I just haven't had the time to finish it. But that game looks incredible, doesn't it? It's great having the bottom screen. You have your items down there. Okay. So we can refresh all the item slots, and then we can attempt to use the special item. So what we will do now is we'll attempt to use the special item, and we want to make sure that we have enough ammunition. So what we'll do first is check that we have the ammunition available. So if in item ID, so it's going to check the quantity for this one, and if that is greater than 0. Okay, and if it is greater than 0, what we'll do here, the most important logic is we will remove one of those, we'll reduce the ammunition by 1, And then we can refresh our item slots with in item ID. So now we have our item ID, and then we have our quantity. There we go. You've been playing Xenoblade Definitive Edition on Switch. Oh, nice. I'm shocked that they announced a third game so quickly for Xenoblade. I don't know, maybe it's because everyone purchased the Pyra and Mithra DLC in Smash, and now people like that character because she's so powerful in Smash. So they thought, this is good. Let's go ahead and get to work on that next Xenoblade game. That's very exciting. Amora, how's it going? Thanks for joining the stream. Nice to see you. If the Switch version of Wind Waker HD actually is real, I'm probably not going to get it. To me, the Wii U version of Wind Waker is the definitive version. Oh, you changed your name a while ago to remove the numbers. Yeah, you can have any name you want on YouTube. It's not like the internet back in the early 2000s where you'd try to pick a name and it looks like someone's got this name already. Yeah, Birdman, I agree. Having the bottom screen, being able to see your menu down there, being able to access your items, that's kind of definitive. You know, the game looks great and runs great on the Wii U. I would say Wind Waker on Wii U is definitive. I don't think you can get better than that because of how useful that bottom screen is. Right. So let's go ahead and test our logic. So what I want to do now is when this bottom screen starts up, I want to refresh all the item slots just to make sure that everything is refreshed. And of course, what I'll do later is I'll create the artwork for the different items. So right now we have placeholder artwork for that. Okay. So we'll go to our hierarchy. I think did I drop the, right, so I don't have my game manager. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean by my game manager here. So do you remember the game manager that we were working on? This also has access to our save data. It lets you know what character you've currently selected. You can just drop him into the scene. Generally, you don't have to do that because when you run the game, the first scene in the game has that. It has the game manager. And that game manager, as you saw, has the property that tells it to not be destroyed when you load the next scene. That way you can... okay. So we have a console error here. The variable of item graphics holder is... okay. Graphics holder. So what we want to do now is edit our script, because we actually don't need to reference that anymore. We don't need that. We'll just set the item to... oh, goodness gracious. I'll go like this. Game object. There we go. Game object. So we do not need to reference... Where's our touch button? We don't need to reference that anymore. It is no longer needed. And I will disable the music because it is quite loud, isn't it? So I'm going to the level manager. And then I'll just leave myself a mental note to turn that back on later on. Which scene are we on? Gameplay 1. Let's go ahead and run it. And I don't have any items in my inventory, so you can see that the item slots have disappeared, which is what I want to happen. As you saw, it didn't really take that much logic, really. It's just a couple lines of code, as you can see. Now, what I want to do is test to make sure that this will work correctly, so I will go ahead and give myself some items. So in our save data current, we have special item quantity. Let's just say 2, 3, 1, 5, 6, 8, 7, 8, 99. Let's go missing number on that guy right there. Okay. And we'll hit run. Okay. So what has happened here is it's initialized my save data and it's reset it from scratch. So what's happening is on my game manager, I think it's creating new save data. Let's see where it's doing that. Save data current. So you can see here, it's creating new save data. I'm going to comment that out just for now. I need to remember to put that back. Now if I run it, Twilight Princess is also good on the Wii U, but the Miiverse stamps are pretty useless nowadays. That is a bummer that the Miiverse is gone. I loved the Miiverse. I thought it was extremely cool. I really miss the 3DS. I used to enjoy going on the train and then getting all the street passes. Man, what a great feature. I think it's a real bummer that the Switch doesn't have something similar to Street Pass, because I think that is one of the coolest things that we've ever done in the gaming industry. So you can see we've got our buttons here. The inventory values that I put in there, 2, 3, 1, 5, 7, they now appear. So now my item slots are there. You can see I've attempted to use the item. Put that center screen. I'll make that a little bigger so you're not looking at something the size of a stamp. So my logic does now work. If I use the item, let's see what happens if I use the item one more time. Okay, it's been depleted. That one's depleted. I'm just going to use up all my items. So this has gone kind of funny. It's gone to the left. You know what? Actually, no, I do want that, because those are the special items. So the special items should stay on the left, and then your more normal items are on the right. Okay. So I'll just explain Ghoul Busters a little bit. So let's have a look here. With Ghoul Busters, you can collect bottle caps, which your game currency right there. Can I jump around here? Jump up and get down? Ow. Okay, I just need to add in my sound effects for that. So you can see my bottle caps have increased. So in between levels, you will be able to purchase your items. You'll get the normal stuff with bottle caps, and then in each level there will be 3 box tops. So if you can collect 3 box tops, it'll give you a random really good item, you know, really useful item. So the really good stuff, that's on the left-hand side, and then the 4 items that are a little bit more normal, those are the ones that you purchase with your bottle caps. So you want to collect as many bottle caps as you can, so you can try to purchase as many of these items that will be quite useful. For example, one is you can throw out a balloon, and then you can jump on the balloon to help you cross gaps. That's going to be quite a useful item. Is Switch development less difficult to develop for than Wii U? Yes, very much so, yes. The main difference is that the Switch has much more RAM. So you can be sloppier in terms of being optimal. The problem with stronger hardware is that it's not, it doesn't help you improve as a developer, and in terms of coming up with creative solutions, because strong hardware lets you get away with being a sloppy developer. And it's whether, you know, if you're early in your developing career, you're going to be sloppy. That's just how it is. And then you improve over time. When you work on a restrictive platform, something with less memory available, it forces you to improve, so that when you do have access to stronger hardware, you are able to achieve more because you understand how to be optimal, so you can get more out of hardware. Exactly. So there's more room for you to develop, but also it won't really help you develop. It won't help you push yourself, because the Switch will let you get away with being sloppy. But if you've worked on more restrictive platforms before working on the Switch, and then you go to the Switch, you will have much more room to create. I can't really, there's a lot of things that I can't talk about because they're behind the non-disclosure agreement with Nintendo and Unity. But on our game, our first game that we did for the Switch, Episode Prelude, which is out right now, I recommend people wait for my update if they're interested in picking that up. And the reason being was that was really, the Unity version that we had for Switch for Episode Prelude was extremely broken. And it's not really that big of a deal because they're constantly rolling out updates and fixing it, and we do have a working version of Unity now for Switch that's much better. But the version that I was using was extremely broken. There was huge problems with it, and it was quite soul-crushing for me because I just came from 3 Down Stars, and that Unity was the most broken thing that you'd ever seen. And I was getting just hit with negative reviews left and right with 3 Down Stars, and I was doing my best, and I still kept updating and improving the game, and I'm still updating 3 Down Stars, and I have a massive update coming right now that's going to finally fix crashes. It's going to improve graphics for 3 Down Stars. But at that point, I just come from that. It was quite crushing, and I was just pushing myself. You know what? People are enjoying 3 Down Stars. I have to keep working on it. And then I finally got development for Switch, and in my mind, I thought this is going to be great because definitely Unity for the Switch will be better. It'll be a much better product. And it turns out it was almost as broken as the 3DS version of the Switch. And so I wasn't able to really make any money out of 3 Down Stars because of the negative reviews. Really destroyed the game. And I kept improving and updating the game for the people that were enjoying 3 Down Stars. So it was soul-crushing to me to move to the Switch, to believe, oh good, I'll finally have a working version of Unity. I'll be able to create a Switch game, everything's going to be great. And that version of Unity was so broken, it was very disheartening for me because I felt like, well, what am I supposed to do now? Because no version of the software they've given me actually works properly. And there's huge problems with Episode Prelude. There's a lot of issues with it. There are a lot of features that were supposed to be part of the core gameplay that I couldn't make because I spent the majority of Episode Prelude's development. Same thing with 3 Down Stars. The majority of my development was spent tricking Unity into working. And if you play Episode Prelude on the Switch right now, it's not a great experience. It's the roughest title in our lineup right now. And I haven't gone back to update it yet because I just got a working version of Unity for the Switch that finally lets me make things work. But it broke a bunch of things, which means I now have to spend a few weeks going and fixing the stuff that version of Unity broke. And I have things that are more pressing for time, which are these 7 games for the Wii U and 3DS. So I will get to Episode Prelude later in the year, because now I do have a working version of Unity. But the launch version of that was, it's disappointing because I don't want to put out a game that's inferior, but at the same time I'm in a tight spot where I have to sell games in order to sustain running my game studio. So hopefully people will be interested in picking up Episode Prelude after I get the update out later in the year. And it's tough because Unity is a huge engine, and sometimes they'll roll out an update that breaks a ton of things. Yeah, you have to develop on consoles and test on consoles, and it's a big, it's complicated. What do you think of out of bounds glitches? I love them. I love out of bounds glitches. I generally, unless it really negatively affects gameplay, if someone reports an out of bounds glitch, sometimes people will send me screenshots and they'll say, oh, I got to the top of this mountain, this is really cool. I love out of bounds glitches. I generally won't fix those if they are in there, unless it's a big issue. In the Silver Falls games, usually there's some out of bounds stuff that looks like it's a glitch, but you're actually supposed to be able to go out of bounds to find secrets. Yeah, and I'm always bug fixing, I'm trying my best to fix and improve the games. Favorite game for me? That's tough. I mean, you put me on the spot if you say favorite game. It's probably going to be Final Fantasy VII, the original. And if it's not that, it's going to be close to Ocarina of Time, the original probably. But I mean, you're holding a gun to my head if you say favorite game. There's a billion games out there, isn't there? KLTV Network, what's your favorite game? Yeah, and at the end of the day, you do your best. You do what you can do. And you know what? If you pick up negative reviews and people tell you that they hate your game, too bad for them. You know, you just gotta stick with it. You gotta believe in yourself. Keep doing what you're doing and keep doing the best that you can do. And if your best isn't good enough, then that just means that you have room for improvement. You'll always be able to improve yourself and keep pushing yourself further so that your best can be better than it was yesterday. And that's my perspective on it. Even if we aren't getting, you know, a lot of great reviews for our last games because of all the glitches, we'll just keep improving them with updates and we'll make sure that our upcoming games are even better. That's my attitude toward the whole thing. Okay, I want to put some buttons in here just to make those so that the player can push them. Now what I want to do is I'll make some invisible buttons, because if you have a look at this fellow here, he's a little bit lower down in there. So what I will do is I'll just put some virtual buttons in there that are invisible. Let's go ahead and find this. Okay, so I'll just go to my main. Can you see that? Can everyone see that? I'm in the way, aren't I? I'm in the way. Pardon me. I'll move the screen so it's a little bit out of the way. And I'll show you how I'll do this here. I'll just right click, go to UI, and I will create a button. This is the default button. I'm going to go ahead and remove the text. Actually, no, I'll just delete that. So, and I'll call this VP button. So it's for virtual pet button, okay? Now I don't want to use the default sprite. That's going to end up using Unity's default thing. What I will do, I'll use mine window frame, and then what I will do is change that to 20 and 20. And this is where I really need the bottom screen here so I can see where the button will be active, okay? And I'm butchering Unity here because I'm not allowed to show you certain things that are behind the NDA. So I'm just butchering Unity so I can show you just the generic basic stuff that it's the same. It always looks the same in every version of Unity. Okay? I just want to make sure these buttons are easily pushable. So I think that's pretty good. And I will duplicate that guy. Duplicate him. I press D to duplicate. Okay, so that middle button is now pushable, and then we'll duplicate that. And we'll go like that. And that's pretty good, you know, that's fair. So over here, it doesn't make any sense, but from the perspective of the bottom screen camera, I know that the bottom screen will never move. Those buttons will always be able to be pressed. Now what I want to do, even though it visibly doesn't make sense, but this is one of those things in video games, like having a giant hitbox, you know? Sometimes you just have to, for ease of use and practicality. What I'm actually going to do is increase the height of that so that it's easier for the player to push those buttons. Okay? Whoa. Okay? So you can see they're quite tall. It'll be easier for the player to push them. Okay? So I will do that. What I will do now is for the color, go ahead and dial that right down to 0, so they are invisible. And I want to go to my Gachimon pet. Okay, so this is my Gachimon pet toy manager. Let's go ahead and edit the script for this guy. We'll go ahead and put a stub in here. So again, this is going to be a function that is just a placeholder, and we'll fill in the logic later. And we'll say push button. There we go. We'll go like this. Did anyone ever own virtual pets when they were popular in the 90s? I had a ton. I'm a big fan of virtual pets. If I had one, it would probably be on my keychain right now. Okay, push button in button ID. Push button. Okay. And now we want to go to our buttons here. You can see that we've can access that function now. Gachimon pet. Oh, gotcha pet toy manager, okay. And we want to, where is it? Did I make that public? Ah, see, I didn't make it public, so it wasn't visible. Let's go ahead and make that public. And Gotcha Pet Toy Manager, and now we can, hold on, has Unity updated my script? It hasn't updated the script yet, there we go. Gotcha Pet Toy Manager, push button, and then we want to set the values for 0, 1, and 2. You did hear of them back then, of virtual pets, but you haven't had one? They're really fun, you know? I don't know, download an app on your phone, and I'm sure they've got virtual pet simulators. You're pretty sure you can inject the GBC game into 3DS GBC emulator. Try that, let me know how it goes. That'd be really cool. I love Homebrew. I love seeing people do Homebrew and the cool stuff that they do. And I'm on this really weird side because I'm a commercial developer, and so my brain naturally tells me, oh, you should do Homebrew for everything. This would be really cool. And then I think, yeah, Homebrew for 3DS would be so awesome. And then I have to stop and think for a second and I realize, oh wait, you're a real developer and you've already published real full retail titles. So, you know, I'm mixed because in my heart, I'm an excited, passionate gamer. And I feel the same way that other gamers feel, and other developers, especially independent developers. You see something and you think, oh, I'd love to make Homebrew for that. And so there are two sides to it, because naturally that's how I feel when I see a console. Especially for the older consoles, I'm always researching ways to how to do a Homebrew for consoles that have, you know, been discontinued a long time ago. So it's a bit funny for me when I see a 3DS and I think, oh, I'd love to do Homebrew for that, and I think, oh, you're already making real games for that. Okay, never mind. Your favorite games are Persona 5, Doki Doki Literature Club, and you have a Tomodachi. Persona 5 is so cool. I know someone playing Persona 5. That game looks so awesome. If I wasn't making so many games right now, I'd probably be playing Persona 5. I haven't played it. I would really like to. RPGs are my favorite genre. I played a fair bit of Persona 3 on the PSP, so I'm a big fan of that. Okay, so it is able to access the buttons on the virtual pet now. Okay, and I just want to put put some driver logic in here. So what I will do, I'll do this. Okay, this is just to test that it is working correctly. So if in button is equal to 0. All right, let's go ahead and just put some driver logic in here. Again, this is just placeholder, just to let me know that the buttons are functioning the way that I want them to. Okay. The dot pet sprite dot okay. Well, okay. What's happening here? What is happening here? Sprite. Oh, I'm a silly. That shouldn't be sprite. That should be image. And that needs to use UI. There we go. Yeah. Dot game object dot set active is false. So driver logic is just a placeholder logic that you put in place to let you know that your stubs are being accessed correctly. So this is placeholder. It's not the final version, and it will let me know that it is working correctly. So if we press the first button, our pet will disappear, and if we press the second button, he will reappear. Okay, now let's go to our pet, and we just want to make sure we reference our pet sprite. Here we go. Is it okay? Yeah, sprite pet. We'll click on this. I was a big fan of the Digimon virtual pets when I was a wee lad. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying that. I still am, you know. Oh, okay, I see what I've done. That's sprite renderer. Okay. So I don't want image, I want sprite renderer. Sprite renderer. If I knew where any of my Digimon were, because I moved countries, I grew up in the States, I live in Australia. If I knew where any of my Digimon were, it would be sitting on my desk right now. There'd be batteries in it. I'd be playing, you know, training game with my Digimon. I'm a big fan of that stuff. I love virtual pets and Digimon. Okay. And this little guy is called a Gotchamon pet. It's made up for the lore of Silver Falls. So they have their own virtual pets in Silver Falls. You always wanted to create Homebrew for the Wii U. That's tough. I wouldn't even know how to start. I wouldn't know how to go about doing that. And I don't know. From my understanding, it's tough. Like people have a hard time making games for the Wii U. Is that it? It's tough. I would love to be able to make Homebrew for the first Wii. I think that would be awesome. Anyway, let's go ahead and just run this. We'll test the logic now. So hopefully if we push this button, he'll disappear. Ah ha ha, it works. So we have our stub function. That's just a place where we have driver logic. We press the middle button. Hey, it works. So we know that this will function the way it's supposed to. So now we can fill in the logic later on. We can make that pet work however we need. And this actually is just a cute, fun side thing. But then there is a gameplay element where using this guy is actually required. So that'll be a fun thing for players to figure out on their own. I don't want to spoil anything. I think we're kind of spoiled with Unity, and it's like for all of its flaws, and oh boy, it has a huge number of flaws that are quite substantial. As independent developers, we are a bit spoiled because it does. One of the strengths of Unity is it lets us target so many different platforms, and that's what's great. There are great, incredible things. The positives of Unity outweigh the negatives. That's why I still use Unity. And we are spoiled because it makes development very easy, and we are able to target a whole bunch of things. And sure, we've lost a lot of platforms over the year. Oh no, I can't send a Unity game to my BlackBerry anymore. I'm not that sad about it, really. And so when you do find a platform, that you can't use Unity to publish a game to, it's a little bit of a slap to the face because you think, oh no, I have to learn a whole different set of tools in order to put a game on that platform. But to me, I enjoy that challenge. I think that's great. That's why I started making an Arduino game. It took me about 2 days, but I've learned everything I need to in order to make a full-sized game for the Arduino. So that'll be later in the year. I'm sure my brain will remember everything that I've learned. And then, yeah, we'll do a cool, fun, free game for the Arduino later on. Okay, so we've got our logic in for that. We've got our logic. What I want to do now is, let's see here. I want to create the actual logic for the weapon itself. That might be a little bit too involved. It might be too boring, because there's certain things that are so, they demand so much attention and time that they're kind of boring to do on stream. I think I might do that. Let's get back to building our stage here. Something that's a little bit more interesting to look at. You're working on a RenPy thing. Other than that, I have like no coding knowledge. What's RenPy? R-E-N-P-Y. I've not heard of that. What is that? Okay. I'll move these out of the way. I'll bring these back in. And let's see here. Okay, so we have our pet. We want to, let's go ahead and save that. And we have our prefab. Oh, I remember what I was doing. We want to copy this to the other levels. So we have this. Ah, what happened now? Okay, just going to copy these guys. What's happening? My mouse is, oh, I know what's going on. It's like double pressing. So what happens is I generally, when I'm working at full speed, I work quite furiously, and I actually, per project, I usually wear out like 2 or 3 mice per project because I work so fast. And so I'm constantly actually buying new mice, and it doesn't matter if I buy a high quality mouse that's expensive or a cheaper one. They wear out for me just as fast. So I generally, like, I don't know, I grab this thing for $5 $7 from, you know, Office Works, because I keep wearing them out. And it's just because I work so furiously. This one's on its way out, actually. So now sometimes it'll double press when I press the left click, it'll double press. Okay, let's go ahead and... Renpai is for visual novels. Oh, cool. Oh, that's neat. And you don't need any coding knowledge for that? That's cool. That way you can focus on just creating something. You know, you get your story out there, your characters. Go to my stages here. Oop. Hold on, I'll just get that off screen here. Okay. Where is our bottom camera rig? I'm just going to just paste it. See, you saw it double click just then. Yeah, what's so great is that if you want to develop a game and you don't have any coding experience, then there are plenty of tools that you can use and that you should use that let you create a game without needing any programming knowledge. Well, yeah, I've already pasted that in there. And that's how I recommend, if you want to get started in game development, then don't go straight into coding, because you're forcing yourself to learn two different things that are so separate from each other that it's going to make the process miserable. I generally advise people to first use a program that lets you create a game where you don't need any coding. And so you'll want to use things like RPG Maker or other programs where you can see visually what's going on. You can use a drag and drop interface. You don't have to do a single line of coding to create a game. And that way you build an understanding of what it takes to learn a game. You learn the planning process. You learn what it takes to go through the entire process to follow through and create an end product. And then when you start understanding the limitation of those programs, that's when you can move on to different programs where you know what you want to create, and so you can slowly learn coding and programming in order to accomplish that. Okay. And coding is quite difficult because there's so much to it. You can't just say I've learned coding and then know everything. I'm still learning as well, and I'm still improving. So it's just a long process. And if you feel like you have to learn all of coding before you can create a game, it's going to be very discouraging. Okay, I'm just pasting. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna move that off screen to avoid any spoilers here. What stage are we on? 8, 9. Here we go. This is, oh, okay. Bottom camera rig. Here we go. Yeah, I started on RPG Maker 95 Plus. Actually, no, I think I started on the version that wasn't even the Plus. I started on just basic RPG Maker. Then they, people online, this is Web 1.0, Don Miguel translated RPG Maker, and you know, he helped share that, and I think that really made a big impact, because without that I would have had a hard time getting into game development. So I started on RPG Maker 95, then moved on to RPG Maker 2000, and that doesn't require any coding. That's drag and drop. You get to create your game maps, your characters. You can try to draw your graphics in MS Paint. And then after RPG Maker, I moved on to Game Maker, which is less hand-holdy, and that you have to do more work in order to make a functioning game, but you have more freedom. And then after a Game Maker, I moved on to a bunch of different stuff. I was using C++, a bunch of different frameworks. I tried making my own engines and whatnot, and that's quite intimidating, and it's too much work. I never created anything, but I did develop my skills with that. And then finally I moved on to Unity, and it's not my only game engine that I use. I use a bunch of other stuff so I can create stuff for other platforms, but Unity is my main engine that I use for development. But I did recently use RPG Maker 2003 to make Frontier Fighters Mini, and that way I can deploy that to some older platforms and consoles as well, so that's pretty fun. Our prologue here. In the prologue? No. Prologue, open please. Okay. That's an old version, okay. Just to make sure everything's in the right place now. Yep, everything's in the right place. What is... Oh! I see what I've done wrong. I need to go back and fix everything now because this... Yeah. See, it's trying to draw it on the top screen. I was busy chatting away, I didn't even pay attention. Okay, let's go to every single room and fix that very quickly. Not a big deal. Okay, bottom screen UI. Every single room now. Yeah, this is a boring thing. This is a boring step. Actually, I'll go back and do this later. This is such a boring step. Okay. All right, let's go to gameplay 3, and then we'll see what's going on here. All right, let's look at our graphics here. So, let's just share what's going on with this level, like here. Okay, I don't have my core in here, so if I want to test this, I want to drag and drop my game manager into that there. And then let's have a look at what this level's doing. Sorry about that. I'll just disable the music real quickly. This is a script. It's very simple. So my game manager has an audio source for the music, and that way I can have the music carry over from one scene into the next, because the game manager, again, it isn't destroyed on scene load. And then this is just a basic script. It accesses the instance of the game manager, and then it plays some new music, and that specifies whether it should loop or not. Pretty simple. Think any Silver Falls characters will get into Smash? I don't know. That's the dream, you know. Everyone's got big dreams. Everyone, you know, wants to make it to Broadway. And if you're not going to make it to Broadway, then you can make it into Smash. And I'd rather make it into Smash than Broadway, actually. That's the dream, you know. Hey, Sans and Cuphead made it into Smash. That's the coolest thing in the world, I think. That's so cool. You know, I actually really enjoy the Mii fighters in Smash. Me personally, I think some of them are a little OP. I think that the Sword Fighter is the worst Mii fighter. I think the Brawler and Gunner, I think they're OP. Okay, here we go. Oop. Oh, no! Oh, I should have bounced on that guy's head, is what I should have done. Ow, I jumped right into that, didn't I? Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't know why I saw the spikes and went straight into it. Actually, I want to show you something cool here. So you can see, there's supposed to be a special property for spikes. So let's say that I jump directly into the spikes like this. So it's kind of weird that I bounced and then I went through it. So what I will do now, move that out of the way. Your friend plays Sans head with KK Slider body, calls it Naked Sans. Ew, that's creepy. Let's see. I really like using the Geno Mii Gunner. I quite like that. It's probably my favorite Mii Gunner outfit is Geno. You know, a justice for Geno. That's how I feel about that situation. Okay. So, we go to this guy. What I want to do is, okay, I'm just going to get a clean prefab here. Where did he go? Okay. So what I will do is look for my spikes, okay? And what I want to do is player gets stuck. Let's go ahead and click on that. And we'll apply that. And now it should be applied to this guy as well. Let's go to this guy. Oop. Okay, we'll drag him into the scene. It will go to our spikes. Okay, are these all the spikes? Yeah. For some reason, I have to do this one at a time. Don't know why. Oh, player gets stuck. Okay, we'll hit apply. Alright, let's go ahead and give it a try. Buddha Knights, how's it going? Good to see you. Ah, you're not late. You're, a wizard is never late. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. So that way the character gets stuck. Alright, it's a little bit funny when the character goes flat, but I think that gives it some charm. Ow. Cool. Ow. I think that's fun. The player gets skewered. Let's go ahead and test it on these over here as well. Keep the bottle caps. And cool, you get skewered there. Nice. Okay then, cool. That logic works. You're good deep into 3 down stars. Yeah, I'm glad you're having fun with that. And I created you guys want to have a look at Guardians and Metal Exterminators? Let's do it. Let's switch games. All right, we're switching games to Guardians and Metal Exterminators now. So I created Guardians and Metal Exterminators knowing that it's probably going to be one of the last 3DS games, so I wanted it to just have a ton of replay value. That's what I'm really excited about with, we can call it game, Silver Falls game. Let's see, I'll put my music back on, and then I'll just go ahead and remove that. Okay guys, we're switching games. If you don't mind, just going to have a little bit of a breakfast here. I actually haven't had breakfast today. Today's stream is brought to you by Apples, the healthy option. Cheetos never contacted me for my sponsorship, so I don't eat Cheetos anymore. Let's go. It's time to move. Alright, let's get this sorted out. Alright, we got our scene here. I think this is a Kanzi apple, Kanzi. They're very delicious, quite sweet. Great apple. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm working on this. So, when I'm working on the touchscreen element, it's a little bit like those Tiger Electronic games. Just to start out, all the graphics are visible. I'll just go ahead and run it. Okay, 1 second here. Let's put our game manager in here. Same deal like the other game. I'm just going to drag and drop my game manager. Oh, Unity. I'm going to drag and drop my game manager in there. Let's go ahead and run it and see what happens. Don't kangaroos beat up people in Australia? Also, do you know of anyone falling off of Earth? Hmm. You know what's funny? I can't tell if the people that say Australia isn't real, I can't tell how serious those people are. It's a little bit upsetting. People get into fights online, and you would think, like, they're okay. There have to be people out there that are doing it as a joke. It's just a fun thing. We all just want to do something fun and funny on the internet. But the problem is, there's a whole group of people that are doing it for fun. Then you have a couple people off to the side who see the group of people, and they don't get the joke. They don't understand the joke, and so they think, all these people are saying Australia is fake. It's got to be fake. All these people are saying the Earth is flat. It must be flat. It's a bummer. So it's hard to tell which people are serious and which people are just having a laugh. Cool. My favorite part of Unity is when I hit the run button and then it takes like 10 minutes to run. That's so cool. What a great feature. This is my breakfast. Sorry, I'm eating during the stream. I just it's important to keep your energy levels up. It's so great. It's so great that this whole time we've been waiting for Unity to run. It's so cool. Well, everyone, we're just waiting for Unity. This is what I have to live with. This is my life on a constant basis. It slowly chips away at my sanity until there's nothing left but a shred of a shadow of the human that I used to be. And just when I feel like I'm at breaking point, Unity will actually start running, which is great. So, now we are waiting. What is even happening right now? Oh, yeah, we did it. We did it, everyone. Patience. Patience paid off. So, I don't know what is happening because my player character is not there. Alright, let's see what's happened. This is the wrong game manager. Wrong game manager, everyone. Alright, we'll take that one out. We want Guardian's Core. Let's put that in there. We'll run it. And maybe it won't take 100 years this time. Oh, I was running some tests. Okay. This will be a fun moment just between us. So I was testing the game events. And now you can see Oxa's in the middle of an event with herself. Very fun. Alright. Thoughts on speedruns? I love speedruns. I wouldn't ever attempt them myself. I'm not that good. I like to take my time. I like to enjoy the game. I don't necessarily like watching entire speedruns, but I like watching YouTube videos where people analyze the techniques necessary to perform a speedrun. I think that's pretty rad. So here's what's tough, right? It's low resolution. On the 3DS screen itself, it looks a lot better than it does on a monitor. Pardon me. But if I blow that right up, like it's not great, is it? I think Well, it depends on the player because some people have played a game so many times they've already had so much fun with the game. I think for some people a speed run is just a way to try to get more fun out of a game. But I think you're right in a sense that it takes the fun out of the game because instead of just trying to enjoy the game, some people just try to breeze through it, and it becomes an entire culture of how can I break this game. And from that respect, I can see that I don't really like that. I'd rather uh, you enjoy everything that the game has to offer as opposed to um, telling yourself that you need to find a way to glitch through it. Um, and it's a fine line between sort of, where's the line drawn, you know, between letting a player enjoy the game they want to and enjoying it the way that the developer wants you to play it. I don't know what the buttons are that are mapped to this, but I'll just have a quick walk around the campsite you guys can see. Here we go. Walk around here. Where's my A button? B button? Oh, see, the menu has its own controller. I'm gonna push some buttons on the keyboard, and I'm gonna see if they do anything. Oh, yeah, okay. I got A. Oh, you can see, okay, I had a little bit of a combo going. Oh. Is there a spot? There we go. Thank you. What is run blue shell yourself? What is that? Alright, so I have a couple weapons that I can pick up here. I have a long claw. Oh, there's 2 long claws here. Throwing axe. I'm gonna grab this. I didn't buy it. I exited. Hold on. I don't know what the buttons are on the keyboard. Oh no, I purchased a power instead. I pushed it. Ah, I got a rifle, but I didn't want the rifle. I wanted the long claw. So exit this. Alright. Okay. So you see the way you're meant to combo stuff is every weapon has a number of frames where you can actually cancel the end lag and go straight into a different weapon, and every weapon has really unique combo frame data. So it really becomes muscle memory for certain weapons that you'll figure out how to get them to link into other weapons pretty quickly. And it's you really need to get the combo data right because you can get swarmed by enemies very quickly in this mode, or in this game. So it's going to play loud music, it's going to interfere. I won't start a mission. You can see I'm canceling the end lag on these attacks by comboing, but there's a limit. All of them have a number of chains that they can end lag cancel. And then once you've reached the end of your end lag canceling chain, you'll get full end lag after it. So you can't just infinitely combo. But if you have 3 weapons equipped, then you could combo quite a fair bit. So you can see how quickly I've canceled the end lag on those attacks. So that's how the combo system is designed in this game. You can see, okay, if I just shoot my, so the rifle has a 3 chain on that, and you can see, like, if it only does a certain amount of damage, but every time you combo, you get a multiplier. Every time you switch weapons in the middle of a combo, your multiplier increases, so you can do substantially more damage with your attacks. Hey Sean, how's it going? Good to see ya. Blue shell yourself means getting a blue shell in Mario Kart, getting to first, and using it to blue shell Oh no, that's horrible. Yeah, I hear blue shell and my mind is just filled with rage. The first man gets a rifle, the second ammunition. This is alien weapons? These are all normal stuff. A long claw. Oh, I wanted to show you what it was, but I've already got a one-time use weapon. I'll just deploy it again. Rifle. These are all like normal stuff. But Oxa has an item called the Cryo Shield. And then the other playable character, Gold, gets something called the Electro Blaster. Let me just switch my controls again. Here we go. Click, click. Where is it? Snake Eater. Alright, walk around, let's see what I get. I don't even know what button I press. Let's see. Go golf club, camp knife, long claw again. What button did I press last time? Okay, I got hungry toughness for today only. I don't know what... I really want the camp knife. Okay, that exits. Give me the camp knife, please, so I can show you some combos. Nope. Is it? I don't know what button I pressed. I was mashing buttons on the keyboard. That exited. Let's try it again. Okay, that was J. J did it. Alright, so I've got a camp knife. Nope. Okay, I'll show you the combo chain with the camp knife. Can everyone see that all right? Oop, hold on. Ah, so it's got 5 chain. Oh, here we go. So it'd be best to start. So my other weapon is a cryo shield, right? How many? Which? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the cryo shield only has 3, so it would be best to start with a camp knife, and then of course you can get another weapon, a third weapon to equip before missions, and those are permanent weapons. So I'll start my combo with a knife first. Go into that. Okay, so if I had a third weapon, I could do even more combos, get even more end lag canceling. Right. Let me pause Winamp. Okay, the pause button didn't work. Let's try and start a mission and see what happens. I don't know what'll happen here. Nope. What button is it? This one? Nope, I exited. Yeah, try it again. This one. I hope it's not too loud. Let me just... It might be a little too loud. Alright, I gotta set this apple down. This is... Can't just eat the whole time I'm on the stream here. I'm gonna turn the volume down a little. Sorry about that if it was too loud. Okay, now I'm done eating an apple. I can... Let's see here. Defeat 40 enemies. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, I should have started with the knife. Okay, so you see on the bottom screen it says combo power. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, I should have brought a ranged weapon. Oh no. Oh no. Ow. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. I should have brought a ranged weapon. Because that spiky guy will mess me up. Ow. Ow. Okay, see, this is where having a camp knife maybe doesn't help you that much. Ah, dang. Okay. So you saw there's a visual glitch there where it showed a 0, 1. It's just overflowing instead of showing 100. I just gotta fix that real quick. See, you need a bigger ranged weapon. You can't have two short ranged weapons, you know. Man, these spiky guys are just chipping away at my health here. Okay. Ow. I'm not going to defeat 40 enemies. You really need to balance out between long range and close range weapons. Oh, what is this? Oh, I don't even know what the buttons are on the keyboard, so I can't do that properly. I don't know how to use that item. Ow. Oh, I got spiked. Ow. Where are my buttons? What does this button do? What does this button do? Alright, I'm gonna button mash. I'm gonna see what buttons happen on the keyboard. No. No, I don't think everything's mapped on the keyboard. No, never mind about that. Ow. See, the thing is, I don't know what all the buttons are on the keyboard. Obviously, it's designed. It's just meant for testing. I do all my testing on the hardware itself anyway. You're supposed to be able to equip a third weapon as well. Then you have your shield button, which is L, and then you have your special attack button, which is R. They're clearly not mapped to the keyboard. So. Okay. Anyway, this is sort of a quick look. Oh, you're heading out? Closhin. Oh, how's it going? KLTV, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining the stream. Are you lagging? I don't know if it's me. I'm in Australia, so our internet is not that great. Okay, let's see. Turn on. Whoop! Hold on. I didn't want that. Let's turn on the lighting here. Okay, so this is the campsite for Guardians and Metal Exterminators. This is your hub area. Hey, you're back. Okay. So we have our event system here. That's quite simple. You know, and you have your lighting there. You know what? I'll give you guys a little bit of a look at one of the enemies here that I actually really like. Let's see. Actually, really, this guy turned out pretty funny. Okay, these things I think are quite fun. They roll across the ground and then they just give you a good old poke, a good old stabbing, as they say in the olden times. A good old stabbing. And these are a fun enemy. And again, if you try to deal with this enemy with a melee weapon, you're gonna have a bad time. Which is why you want to balance out having at least one long-ranged weapon, and then your close-range weapons help you avoid getting surrounded. So, this is a fun little. You know, I'd love to have the flesh, you know, throbbing. You know, if he was like, ooh, fun. You know. Anyway, that's that guy. That's just a quick look at the Guardians and Metal Exterminators. I mean, just sort of a fun stuff. I'll show you some behind the scenes, like weapon data. How about that? Let's look at some weapon data. All right. Let me highlight that. So I'll show you, for example, data for the Sledgehammer. Let's look at this together. All right. So you have your base damage. This is usually multiplied by your character's strength, and then it calculates a whole bunch of other stuff. You've got your knockback force, the amount of time the enemy is knocked back, and then the amount of time that the enemy is stunned. Now this sort of value is very important because you have the amount of time that your player lags as well. So every time the player uses the Sledgehammer, there's 1.5 seconds of user lag time. Now if this value is less than the stun time, that results in an overpowered weapon. Let's say that if this was half a second, that means that the player only lags for half a second after using the weapon, but then the enemy is stunned for 3 seconds. That's broken because the player can spam that attack and the enemy will always be stun locked. That's bad game design. That's no good. You don't want that. So that's one of the things I pay extremely close attention to when balancing any kind of weapon is to make sure that you can't just cheese an enemy by spamming one weapon over and over again. That'd be ridiculous. Now, here's for the combo chains, is generally when the opening for the next combo input, when that starts, and if it's a 0, it means that they can't combo after that move. So the Sledgehammer is not very good at comboing. You see, it only has like a 2 chain. Let's pick something like... where's the camping knife? We saw the camp knife, right? Right. So that means that after 0.6 seconds, the camp knife can combo. After another 0.6 seconds, it can combo again. After 0.7, it can combo again. And then after 0.6, it can combo very quickly. And also there are modifiers as well. So the next attack, the power of the next attack will be modified in the combo. So if you used a second weapon for the first combo hit, it's just a flat 1 times modifier. The next hit will be a 1.2 modifier, and then the next hit will be a 0.7. So this is a situation where you think, maybe I don't want that 0.7. You switch over to a different weapon, and then the last hit. So with the camp knife, it gets weaker and weaker as the hits go on, and that's the sort of thing that helps me balance out. You don't want your character overpowered. It's just not fun if they can, you know, cheese the way through the game. There's no challenge. So that's the sort of thing, because this weapon can hit very quickly. You can see that the combo time is quite fast. This helps me balance out becoming overpowered, because the attacks get weaker and weaker. Or, oh, actually, no. Oh, no, I was looking at the start time. What am I talking about? So, okay, in this particular situation, it actually just gets stronger and stronger. Okay, so I was a little bit... I don't know. Actually, in this one, if you get the last hit, it's ×2 modifier. Okay, there you go. Maybe my thought process for this weapon was different when I was testing it. You know, so maybe at the time when I was working on it, I was thinking maybe this makes sense. So, yeah, if you combo into that, the modifier is ×2. Cool. Cool. So that's sort of what the data looks like for that weapon data. And then you also have your special properties here. If you wanted, you could give a weapon every single property. And of course, certain enemies will be more vulnerable or less vulnerable to certain things. And yeah, bit of fun. Bit of fun. You have your usable stats. You know, it'd be you know, if you want to heal, give yourself some armor or energy. So in order to use your shield, your blocking, you have to have armor. It's sort of like MP. When your character gets hit, it consumes 1 armor point, and then they do a counterattack. It's a big thing. It's a big special attack. It's a big deal. Oh, I've never played Portal 2. My friends tell me they really like the Portal games. It seems like the kind of game I would really like. And then I'll turn off the lighting, and you can see what a difference the lighting makes. That's just flat lighting. There's nothing there. Lighting makes all the difference. Yeah. Huh, I'll look up the soundtrack for Portal 2. Okay. So anyway, that's Guardians and Metal Exterminators. I better get some work done on this game. Okay, so I do have to work. I'll do some things like this. So here I'll place some actual... There we go. I'll move my placements to where they should be. There we go. Let's put that right there. Okay. Okay. All right. This guy here. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to place the items where they're meant to be. Right now they're just all over the place because I didn't really move them around. I just did the stage traversal. Okay. Put these up there, get some. And then as I playtest the game, I'll have to balance the amount of tokens that you get, whether there's enough or whether there isn't enough. I'll have to go through and adjust that accordingly, because again, people use the tokens and then they purchase those special items that we saw. Let's tokens there. And also it's fun. It's just fun to pick stuff up. You know, it's satisfying. I don't care if it's a gem. I don't care if it's gold. I just want to pick it up. It's shiny. You know what makes me laugh is the inflation in New Super Mario Bros. Is it the 3DS one? There's massive inflation in that. There's just gold. Everything was gold. There's gold everywhere. I just thought it was very funny. Okay, so let's see. There's no reason to have a jelly bean here. That's kind of like when everything's gold, you know? When everyone's special, no one will be. Sort of what it felt like when there was so much gold. Actually, I think this was a placeholder. I don't actually want that there. And let's see here. Where would be a good place to put a jelly bean? Let's put a jelly bean. Let's put it up here and make it optional. How about that? We'll do one of these. Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll put it there. So it's going to be mostly out of reach if the player goes there, but okay, let's duplicate this guy. We're going to how about we'll do this? All right, it'll go back and forth. All right, and then let's. You know what? You know what? Let's. Okay, hold on. We got a long platform. All right, I'm going to dupe this guy. Go like this. So the only way to access that is to ride that out, get the platform up here, and then the box top. Like I said, if you get 3 box tops, you'll get a special item at the end of the level. Let's go ahead and put a box top right here. And then we'll reward the player with a couple of these guys. Grab some of these. Oh, hold on. Let's grab those. Very good. Couple of those, couple of those, couple of those. Okay, here we go. Alright, I just want to test the logic on that. Inspired by SMW, Super Mario World? Is that what you mean? Super Mario World? Instead of cape, it's like a weird inflation fan service feature that came out of nowhere. Yeah, it's weird how everything was gold, you know? It's kind of like if you keep producing more currency for your country, then the currency will have less value. Okay, let's put our core in there. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to put him up here. So I'm just going to move where I'm spawning the player so I can test the logic here. Let's hit run. Yeah, it's sad seeing the massive amount of inflation. Okay, oop, can I move? Sorry guys, the music's a little loud. Let me go ahead and disable that. Sorry about that, I lost track. Level manager. Let's go ahead and disable the music. Let's run this. I'm gonna make it. I fell. You know what? There was supposed to be something here. Right, so the gimmick of this level is rotating logs, right? You gotta stick to the bit. Stick to the bit. Commit to the bit. Hold on, click out of there. Okay, so what I will do, I'll go ahead and duplicate this guy, right? Put him here. What I will do is disable the moving platform so that one doesn't move. And then let's increase the rotation speed. So his challenge is that you have to jump real fast. You gotta jump fast, jump good. And that'll allow you to make that jump. Okay? Let us try it. Okay, where's my jump button? On the keyboard? Here we go. Ow. Okay, and oop. Okay, so it's a little easy. I'm going to increase the rotation 180. Let's try that. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Oh, that guy up top almost bit me, right? So it'd be unfair if you're trying to deal with this platform and then the one up there tickled you to death. What we're going to do is move it so that he isn't really able to do that anymore. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I'm waiting for that pattern up there. Whoop. Oh, I could have gone. I could have gone. I'm going. Ooh. Cool. Oh, I died. Okay, so there's a problem here. I'll just fix that very quickly. So what happened is I didn't stick to the platform, and that is because the layer that the character, that the platform is on. Yep. So this, not the spikes. Spikes. This guy should be moving platform. Moving platform. It's object only. Let's see. And these should be moving platform as well. Actually, what I should have done is started with a clean prefab. Okay. Don't know why he's all the way back there, but let's go ahead and do that again. Alright, go moving platform. Moving platforms. We'll apply it, and it should work properly now. We fixed it, everyone. We've done it. Oh, I get it. Closhin, his Pow Jones has hit rock bottom. Very good. Good one. Very good. Hey, I didn't stick to the platform. Oh. See, I'm not sticking to it. It's moving platform here. Moving platform. What's the deal? What's the deal with that? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that should be moving platform. Okay, so we will select our prefab, and we'll go moving platforms. This object only. Just go moving platforms. Let's try it again. Let's see if we fixed it. Oh, no! I died. Okay, here we go. Ow, I touched the spikes. Oh, that. Okay, here we go. It's still not working properly. It's boring. I'll fix it later. Oh, I haven't played the new Kirby game. How is that? Oh, you know what? I think I know what's wrong. Yep, I know what's wrong. I'm silly. I'll do it later. It's boring. I'll do it later. Anyway, that part works. Alright, let's get back into it. I'm a massive fan of the Kirby games. I really like the Star Allies? Is that it? The Switch one? The 2D one? That one's very cool. I love the Super Nintendo games, the Game Boy Advance games. Yeah, I really like eating people and then using their powers, you know? Kind of like a more tasty Mega Man, if you will. Like if Mega Man had to like lick his enemies in order to get their power, Can you imagine the Mega Man 90s cartoon where he like grabs a robot master and licks their face and goes, "Now I've got your now." That would be great. I would like that very much. All right, we'll put a jelly bean. Oh, hold on, there's a jelly bean up there. You know what? Let's reward the player with 2 jelly beans. We'll just make sure they have the same X value. Hey, that was pretty close. Okay then. Let's see what we got here. Try and grab those. Yep. All right, so I'm looking down here. I think this is meant to be like here's a reward. You know what? Let's grab the other jelly bean. Put it in here. There we go. Jelly bean surrounded by money. I mean bottle caps, not money. All right. Tasty Mega Man. I'm a big Mega Man fan. You know what? If it's a game where you can like use your enemy's powers, I love that. Can we get a Smash mod where Mega Man, his grab, like instead of when he's pummeling, when he grabs, he can just lick the enemy? Because you know he holds them up like that, right? We get a mod where Mega Man just licks them while he's holding them with his arm, can't he? I mean, that's doable. Who do I need to pay to do that? I'm sure that could be online legal too, that mod. I'm sure it wouldn't be that big of a deal. You know what'd be cool? Would you do it for 2 bottle caps? Okay, there we go. Oh, look, 2 jelly beans, 6 bottle caps? This is a great cave here. All right, you know what would be... Well, we gotta do something in there. Hold on. I don't think we need this guy. Let's get rid of that. Okay, we'll put him in here, right? What if we did... what stage is this? 3. Okay, I can't use the tough enemies. Oh, you know what? It's got a snake in there. Snakes love caves. Snakes are all about caves. You were playing the new Kirby game all day on your 9-hour plane ride. Oh, man. I haven't got to play it yet. I'm trying to get these 7 games done, so I haven't got to play the new Kirby game yet. But I'll get there. I'll get to it. Definitely. Let's see. Where are my box tops here? Tasty Mega Man. Okay, box top holder. Here we go. What is this? What is it? What is it? What's this doing up here? I don't know. What is... Where am I? This is out in the middle of nowhere. This is no man's land. I don't know what happened here. My box tops have gone... What is... Oh, I'm silly. This is the UI element. I'm looking at the UI element. I don't know what I'm doing here. What I want is this box top. Okay, let's go ahead and check my box top locations. So the thing is, there's a path here that only the long range character can go on the top path, and then only the melee character can go on the bottom path. So it's not... Oh man, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because the box tops are... Yeah, it's... Otherwise you'd have to go through with both characters, wouldn't you? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll make it so the first box top will be like... Put the first box top up here. How about that? Grab this guy. Actually, no, hold on. We already have one that's I think he's disabled. Let's grab this guy. Okay, so this is a secret, right? In order to get this box top, you'd have to, let's see, jump on this guy's head. So you don't kill this guy, you bounce on him, and then you'll be able to get onto... Oh no, that makes it so you can jump up there. Okay, so you don't want to be able to get there unless you have the right character. So bounce on that guy, and what I will do, yeah, we'll make it like that. Just got to get the spacing right. Yep. Okay, we'll slow down the rotation so that the player is able to respond accordingly. We'll make that 100. Okay. So in order to get that box top, you bounce on this guy. What I will do now is just make sure that he is stompable. Let's see. Knockback force. 12 should be okay. You know what? Let's try it. Player. I'm just going to spawn the player right on the enemy. And then make sure that he can bounce high enough. I'm sure that's high enough. That's definitely. No, I was wrong. I've made an error in judgment. You only get a couple bounces and that guy dies, so you don't muck around or you're not getting that box top. That's some secrets there. Okay, so what we will do is increase the stompable. Let's make that 18. Where's my window? There we go. Okay, yeah. Oop. Even if you die, give your life for the box top. Even if you die, box tops forever. Okay. And then if you drop down here... Ooh, there's 2 enemies. Okay. Okay, so I actually only wanted the snake. I don't want the other guy in there. So let's go ahead and fix that, why don't we? Okay, so this guy, let's just take him out. We don't really need him there. We have the snake, and we have this. What's this guy even? Why is he even there? Does he even need to be there? Oh, you know what? Let's make it like a cool. Okay, see that enemy is all in the middle of nowhere. Let's see here. Let's use him up here. How about that? Oh, you know, it'd be an awful place to put him. So you make it over this nonsense. Make it over here. This guy snipes you as soon as you get to the end, and you get knocked into that. That's pretty brutal. That's so brutal. Okay, and let's reward the player for jumping on that guy. Let's grab some of these. How about that? Some bottle caps. There you go. Just make sure you get enough jumping height off this guy. Let's make that 15. Just make sure you get all those caps. Okay, what time is it? Where'd my other window go? There we go. Box top. Yeah, nailed it. Ow. Okay, so what I want the player to have to land on that spike platform. Okay, and then that guy's walking back and forth. I'll have to wait for him. Come on. Come on. Come on, guy. I'm gonna wait for him, and I'm gonna bounce on him. I'm waiting for it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Whoop. Yeah, got my bottle caps. I don't need you anymore. You can die. I don't need you anymore. Snake, snake. Whoop. Okay. Oh, here. I'll show you guys how this works. Oop. Missed it. Missed it. Yep, got it. Grab it. Oh no. Oh yeah, there's a weird glitch with the this works on the 3DS but not the PC is real weird about it. I grab those on and when I'm testing it in the editor, it works fine on hardware. It's really weird. Okay, so you can see like the player can actually almost make that jump. So what I'll have to do is just raise this up a little bit. Oh no. If it's too high, they won't be able to hit it. Just make sure they won't be able to grab that platform. There's this one in the tutorial where you can take sword back to cut the grass in the beginning area and get a blue coin. I love that stuff. I love those kind of secrets. Also, what's the deal where like he can put his mouth around a whole car and then it's like a Kirby car? That's adorable. Wii Shop channel, how's it going? Alright, so... Okay, so I think that guy... Let's see, I'm looking at the density, right? Density is very important. Okay, what I will do is put this guy here. I don't think we need this fella anymore. And these coins... I'll put him over here to reward the player for getting close to the edge. There we go. Get some coins up here as well. Let's see here, like this. There you go. So again, I don't want to put box tops in these optional areas, so I'm going to have to make all of them available to both players. Okay. Oh, so when you collect box tops, each level has 3 box tops. If you collect all 3, then you're given 1 random special item. That's a very good. So there's two levels to special items. You have ones that are like, okay, that's kind of cute, and that's on the right side. You spend your bottle caps. So as you pick up bottle caps throughout the levels, you can buy the level 1 items. The level 2 items are better and more useful, and they're obviously more rare. So you have to collect 3 box tops in order to get those items. Oh right. Well, I guess this is a very sort of American thing. I don't know what other countries did it, but cereal boxes would say like, oh, collect this many box tops and mail it in, and we'll send you like a crappy toy or something. So at least in the 90s, and I think the early 2000s, it was pretty popular in the United States for breakfast cereals to say, send in box tops and, you'll get a dumb toy. So that's what the box tops are. They're sort of like torn off the top of a cereal box. Okay, so I want a way for players to be able to access this. Actually, you know what? We'll put them here. Put them right there. Both players can access this. It's a little easier for the guy up top to access it. And then the lower path will have to do something fun. Okay. We'll put that there. And then this guy, so he can get killed really easily, which is going to make it very difficult to get that box top. And again, we want the player to have to land on that, so I'm going to raise that up so that they have to land on the platform and then jump in order to grab it. That's one box top. Let's see. And then we'll put another box top probably like right over here at the very end. Yeah, exactly, Closhin. Yeah. So, if you get like, oh man, you get like a PC game or something, we'll send you the disc, like a Chex Mix guy or whatever that game was called. Yeah, it was just something cool that they did in the 90s and 2000s. I don't know if they still do it, because I don't watch TVs, and so I don't know if they still talk about it. I haven't bought a breakfast cereal for kids in a long time. I now eat the very boring grown-up cereal that's supposed to be healthy. But is it though? Or are they just lying to me so that I buy their expensive cereal and I may as well have just bought myself, Trix or Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I'll never know, because you can't trust the system. Do I want this to be here? No, actually I don't want that. So this guy's going to try to ruin your day once you get across there. And what's going to be funny is you want to jump on this platform, but then if you get your timing wrong, you're going to get impaled by jumping on that trampoline. You get your timing right. All right, so how will the bottom path, how can the bottom path reach that? So I think I have an enemy here that has a huge amount of health. Let's see, what do we call this guy? All right, we'll drop him right in here. Okay, so this is good because now it's a hazard, but also he will help you reach that box top. So if you have a melee, so this is the melee attack character, this is going to be tough. So you'll have to jump past this guy, get your timing right. After you kill that guy, you'll be able to get up there. And it's okay if you get killed repeatedly. The checkpoint's right there, so it's not a big deal. It's just a matter of getting the timing right. They do it, but it's all digital or tracked by an app. That's not that cool. It's kind of lame, honestly. I'd rather get a cool toy or game in the mail. A quick question, was the dev kits for 3DS and Wii U very expensive? Actually, I can't talk about that. That's behind the NDA. But they're not available anymore, so unfortunately you can't even buy them. They stopped being available a while ago. So I can't talk about that, unfortunately. I mean, I can't say them, and you know, what? From my understanding, I wasn't a commercial developer when the Wii first had dev kits, but I hear that that was very expensive. Again, no one ever, I never heard what the official price was, but I think people said it was just very expensive. And for, oh, actually, no, Nintendo did announce what dev kit prices were for the Switch, but I don't think they ever publicly said what the prices were for 3DS or Wii U. So, yeah. All right, let me just check the timing on this guy. I'm gonna grab my level start here. Oh, what do you guys think of Sonic Origins that they announced the news? What do you guys think of that? Is that are you happy about how they're hiding a bunch of basic things behind paywalls? Do you like being cheated and nickel and dimed to get really small features that are extras? Oh, yeah, nice. Actually, that guy's really helpful. Okay, I actually really like that guy. No, please. Okay, don't get impaled. Ah! Oh, I got impaled. Okay. Yeah, I actually really like that guy there. I'm going to leave him there. So it feels tense, it feels like you can get killed, but then he actually really helped, so that was cool. Excited but disappointed it's only digital. It's not Christian Whitehead? Oh. I'm a fan of Christian Whitehead, so the fact that it's not him working on this is a huge disappointment. That's a bummer. You know, every organization, every corporation, every company will just they'll keep pushing the envelope in the way that they can nickel and dime people for money, and this is just the next NFT. You know, just now they're just locking little bits of small features behind paywalls. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. Which is why I do the code linker system in the Silver Falls game. It's my way of fighting back against that. It's the opposite of what corporations do to try and, you know, cheat you out of your money. You know what? I'm looking at this space, right? I need to do something here. This guy's not enough. I don't know what that guy's doing. You know what? This is a cave. Cave's got to have monsters in it. And let's, oh, you know, it'd be very funny. Okay. So you're busy trying to flex with these monsters, right? So you're busy. You're busy, you've got things to do. Okay, and what I will do with, okay, so the balloon guy, yeah, hold on, he's gonna move up and down, so he's already, okay, you gotta hit that guy. Here's what I'm gonna do, right? If you hit this trampoline, so you're busy flexing with a snake. You've got this funny guy. You're busy. You've got things to do. Oops, you touched a trampoline. It would be very funny though, is if this trampoline launched you with like way more force than a normal trampoline. let's make it go 20. Alright, I'm gonna test it. Oh, Reversey, yeah. Yeah, someone sent me the a link to seeing that. I don't know if I've never played a Reversey game. I don't know what those are like. Okay, and oh. Okay, I made myself laugh. You're supposed to get stuck to spikes when you get killed, but I think this is horrible. I think this is brutal and gruesome. I'm gonna leave it. I'm leaving it. Yep. I'm leaving it. So just bouncing your dead, lifeless body back into the spikes repeatedly. Great. That's good. I feel like that's like a Crash Bandicoot death. You wished Miiverse never shut down. I miss the Miiverse. Yeah, I miss the Miiverse. I miss Street Pass. You miss the guy who would just compliment every game's water graphics. If I was a commercial developer a few years sooner, I would have implemented a ton of Street Pass features for Silver Falls games. I would have used that to its maximum, you know? As much as I could, I would have implemented as much as I could, you know? Street Pass was awesome. Miiverse was awesome. I'm disappointed with the Switch. It's not my favorite console by a long shot. I like what it does, but there's nothing very interesting about it. I find the Wii U and the 3DS very interesting because of those things, because of Miiverse and Street Pass. The gamepad on the Wii U I find extremely interesting. The Switch doesn't have anything to me that is exciting. Yeah, okay, it has a cool, it goes to the TV, you can take it portable, but that doesn't really offer anything innovative as a developer for me. Yeah, but the problem with Street Pass is people don't carry around their 3DS anymore. And so you don't get Street Pass things going out, and that's the problem. 3DS's music player had that little mini game. I think I may have seen that at the time. Can you remind me what that is? Because now I'm drawing a blank. Okay, I'm kind of feeling this track. I'm going to turn it up if you don't mind. I'm really feeling it. Gotta get them bottle caps. Ooh, 3 whole bottle caps. You know, let's put a 4th bottle cap up there, because I'm a madman. More bottle caps for everyone. Bottle cap equality. I'll just be doing this for the rest of the day. I just gotta try and, you know what, let's reward the player. This level's gonna have a bunch of bottle caps. Jump for it. See, I don't really... That's too many bottle caps now. Jump up. Get them caps. Let's see, I don't want that there. Don't need those there. Actually, just getting the spacing pretty close. I'll just line them up like that. There we go. Where'd my chat go? My chat's gone. Oop. Tried Pad of Time? No, I'm going to. I'm gonna get. I'll try Pad of Time as soon as I have these games done and submitted. I'll turn the volume down again. I actually just really like that track. There we go. I don't have time to play any game, which is a real bummer because there's great stuff that's coming out, and I'm really crunched. Nintendo's waiting for me to get all these games done. 7 of them. Oof. That's a lot. Okay. Oop. That there. Okay. Let me finish placing these here. If I went like this. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. All right, you've got that there. All right. How about? All right. So that you got your optional guy there. I'm seeing more. Actually, no. No, that's pretty decent distribution. What we will do is, let's see what we can do here. You got 6 there. You got 3 there. How about this guy, right? Let's get one of these. Oh, you know what? Okay, I've got something here, right? Here's what we'll do with this guy. We're going to remove that AI walk. This guy will walk back and forth a little bit. Okay, so this guy's going to be walking back and forth, and then I'll just close off the path. How about that? Okay, go to our tile set editor. There we go. Like so. There we go. That makes it more interesting, doesn't it? Okay, we've done it, everyone. Now then. And then, in order to get all the coins up there, you'll have to bounce on this funny little head. Okay. Like here, if we line it up like that, that'll help me get the spacing right. 2. You went in 2019 and only street pass in 10 street pass in 1 week. That's more than what other people are seeing. I used to work in the city in Sydney, and I'm like, okay, I'm not I'm not like joking or anything, but I actually used to work right next to the Opera House, the Sydney Opera House. And so for my, sometimes for my lunch break, I'd actually just step out and I'd go for a jog around the Opera House, the Botanic Gardens. It used to be really nice. Okay. And yeah, I would have my 3DS in the bag. I would get Street Pass on the train. It was really great. That was so cool. And then at the end of the day, you get home and you got a bunch of people that, a bunch of me things, and then you can go through that RPG. I forgot what it was called. It's like the color of the character's clothes determined the power that they had. So cool. It'd be great if they did that again. This is too many. This is too many. Oop. Let's go ahead and check the jump height on this guy. What's happening? Why can't I grab those? Cool. I love how predictable and reliable Unity is. Okay. There we go. 18 should do it. Okay, let us grab our guy, and we'll just check our jump height here. Yeah, look, it wasn't easy. Because I had to convince Nintendo that I was capable of getting these 7 games done in a reasonable time period, and I had to get them to okay it and to do all the work necessary to get these games ready, because it's a huge amount of work, and they want to wrap up operations. Obviously, they've publicly announced they're wrapping up game submissions, so it was a huge amount of work. It was a massive risk to me professionally and financially, because I'm supposed to be developing Switch titles, which that's where you really earn money, because you have a bigger install base of users. And so convincing Nintendo that this was a good idea it was a lot of work, and I'm still having to prove that I can get all these games in within a reasonable time. So, but I feel that it's worth it, you know. Okay, so I want these coins to be less accessible. They're still a little too accessible with a normal jump. Let's go up like that. But Nintendo has been incredible. They've been very supportive, you know, and my angle was this is a way that we can celebrate the eShop. I'll do my best to make sure that we have something positive to talk about when it comes to the end of the eShop. You know, so they understood my intention with it, and I have to now prove to them that I can get all these games done in a reasonable time. I can still reach those. I don't want the player to be able to reach those. Okay. Yes. Nice. That'll frustrate people. So if you kill this enemy, you'll be able to get those. How many bounces you get? You get a couple. That's enough bounces. Yeah. And I think, ow. Enough bounces, and he will die. Ow. I'm not bouncing. I'm not jumping well at all. There we go. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. And then I'll just jump on this thing and then die. Yep. Cool, cool. Street Pass in Animal Crossing New Horizons. I miss Street Pass in general. I think if I'd just gotten to be a commercial game developer sooner, I really would have loved to implement Street Pass, you know. Moving platforms, box collider, moving platforms. What was the game? You know what? I don't even know why I'm wondering. Okay, everyone, this is my first 3DS XL. This is my first 3DS XL. As you can see, it's missing its control pad right there. It's missing the control pad. You can still play some video games with it, but we'll be able to use the control pad very comfortably. I don't know why I'm talking like that. All right. Oh, see, here's that cool Halloween. I bought a Halloween theme a while ago, or whatever. What is the game? What's the one? Miiverse. So cool. I'm trying to find it here. What's the game called? I'm gonna open Miiverse and see what it says. Yeah, okay, so I've opened Miiverse. Boy, I haven't. Uh-oh. Will it even let me sign in? I'm signing in. It says signing in, please wait. Is this gonna work or what? Oh, okay, alright. Signed into the Miiverse there. What's it say? Oh no! Oh, that's... Look, let's just all be sad together. Okay. Yeah, it says the service for the software has been discontinued. Thank you for using the service. Miiverse will now close. That's sad. Yeah, the Miiverse Street Pass games were great. I really, really enjoyed them. That's a bummer. Oh. You guys remember Face Raiders? Do you remember that? Do you remember the cool little AR cards where you could... Yeah, you remember it. It's cool. That stuff's so cool. That's so cool. This is why I'm passionate about the 3DS. It's an incredible console. There was a lot of heart to it. There was a lot of passion went into the development of it. I don't know why this moving platform is here. There's no reason for this. Get rid of it. Oh, hold on, let me look at something real quick. know what I think is happening? You know what I think is happening? Okay, hold on. Hold the telephone. So is it, what guy was giving us issues? This guy? This guy was giving us issues, right? Okay, hold on, let's just fix this real quick, yeah? Oh, my mouse is now, it's failing more and more. Like I said, I work quite furiously, so I wear out mouses very quickly. Mice? I work out mices. Okay, so each of these that has an edge collider, I think all of those need to have a moving platform component, which is kind of annoying. Let's see. Yeah, so it's that one. Anything with an edge collider. So I think moving platform. I don't know why I'm capitalized right now. And I think right? Okay, so let's go ahead and if I run it, that should probably work now, right? You never play the Haunted Mansion when you regret it. I'm not sure if I've played that one either. No, it's still not working properly. This is very annoying. I'll fix it later. Jelly bean. Oh, I got impaled. Bad timing. Oh no, you got a thing to get all of the Mii Plaza DLC, but I can't use it because I don't have enough Miis. No. You could buy a bunch of 3DSs. Buy a bunch of 3DSs, and then you can have your own Mii economy. Yeah, and then you can just play all the Mii games by yourself. Wait, can you still access them, or are they... The Street Pass games, can you... What were they? You cover each floor with a Tetris-like color shape. Each Street Pass was a different shape, and they all had cool battles. Cool. That's cool. Oh wait, no, yeah, no, I played a ton of the... I know which one you're talking about now. Where you, like, fought a bunch of ghosts and everything? Or, I don't know, that sounds different. Yeah. Yeah, that's just how consoles go, unfortunately, is they discontinued and then they go up in price. It's just, unfortunately, what happens with games. So I just need to double check and make sure these guys are not synchronized with their speed. 40, 80, 120, good. I'll just test the pattern on them to make sure that they work properly. Okay, and I need to place the last box top. Here we go. So, we'll test this. I have two, but one of them is broken, so I need to send it in to be repaired. Yeah, as you can see, my circle pad is not happy just there. Oh, I landed on the spikes. Bypass it. Oh, dang. Okay. Okay, whoop. Whoop. Yeah, nailed it. Okay. Oof, I don't know if that's... Okay, yep. No! Oh. Okay, that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. But, do I have a checkpoint? Alright, there's a checkpoint there, and a checkpoint there. This part is pretty brutal. This is easy to get through. This part's not hard to get through, so this is the last part of that level. Okay, so what I want now is I'll place the box top here. So what I will do is I'll put an enemy that you can bounce on to help you get there. These guys are so helpful. I'll do the guy that has more HP. One of these guys. These guys, they help more than harm, honestly. Okay. So I don't want it to interfere with this. What can I do about it? Actually, we'll put him here. Right. So that way he doesn't get in the way. How can I get him out of the way? Okay, so the player can reach that. Okay. Looking at the pattern here. The player will be, so if the player goes there, jumps, they'll be able to hit that, and then they can go up and get a box top. There we go. Did I create an extra box top? I did. I did. Okay. It's like a secret strategy guide, everyone. You'll know before anyone else where all the items are. Okay, so this guy went way. Okay, so there's 1, 2, and then the last one. Where is he? Oh, see, no, you can't. I don't know what I was thinking earlier. You can't have a box top up there because both players wouldn't, or both characters wouldn't be able to access it. So we'll put it here. Okay, let me just run this real quick. Give it a quick test. And then this thing actually goes too far to the right. Boy, that gets frantic, doesn't it? Let's give it a couple tests. Ow. I got ouchied. I need more... Okay, so this is moving kind of fast, isn't it? Yeah, it's moving a little fast. So I'll slow it down. Okay, we'll bring it lower, like that. And then we'll... movement speed is 9. Let's bring it down to 1. Oh yeah, post screenshots on the Discord. Okay, that looks more reasonable. Here we go. Ooh. Ah, killed. Ooh. Okay, I want to lower the rotation speed on that now because I don't have enough time. And that's because there are other elements that are in the scene as well. That's at 80. Let's bring it down to... No, I'll half it. I'll half it, it's fine. They only repair new 3DS, not the older version. Well, that's a shame. Yep. Ow, I got killed by the spikes. Come on, spikes. Yep. Aw, man. I touched the spike hitbox. I might adjust that. It's a little finicky, isn't it? Yep. 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 Ah. Alright. Okay, what I'll do is lower this a little more again. There we go, like that. Let me see what the hitbox for the spikes looks like. Okay, I'm actually going to reduce the size of those spikes here on this guy. Where are they? Where are they? Okay, so if it's at 2, what if I shrink it down to... I'll shrink it down to 1. It's not a big deal. And then just make sure the player gets stuck on those. Stuck. Stuck. And stuck. There we go. Apply it. That'll make the spikes more forgiving, but that also means this guy needs to have his stuff adjusted as well. Yep. Spikes. Kill on touch. Kill on touch. Okay, and then 1 and 1. Alright, did I apply that? Oh, I don't even remember. Anyway. Actually, this is so much, it's so much work, I actually forget where I put the items as well, so you know, don't feel bad. You're not the only one that'll forget. Okay, so these spikes should be more manageable. Ugh. It's going too high, that's the problem. I'll adjust that now. See, it's making it too difficult to reach. Oop. Okay. That'll be more manageable. Okay. And oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. That was weird. I wonder what happened. What? That was really weird. Ooh. Okay, that sucks. Sucks. You know what I'm going to do? Because that's getting a little brutal. What I will do now is on this guy, we're just going to turn off the rotation for this one, because that's too brutal. And what we will do is just go like this. There. So now all you have to do is land on that, then you're golden. This is already like, that's too frustrating, I think. Jeremy, hey, how's it going? Thanks for coming by. Okay. All right, everyone. I'm going to make it this time. Oh, no, I didn't make it, sorry. Okay. Okay, see, this one gives me enough time. Do I have enough time? Ah. I missed the jump. I missed the jump. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. Jump. Yes. Yes. Okay, jump. Oh, hold on. Can I make that enemy or not? Can I get there? Uh-oh. Believe in myself. Ah. Okay, so we've got to make the enemy a little more bouncy. I don't know what's going on there. That was real weird. We'll figure it out. Yeah, thanks for joining the stream, Jeremy. Doing great. We're all just sort of chatting games and hanging out and talking about how Kirby is like a tasty Mega Man. All right, here's what we'll do. We'll lower the jump height on the placement. There we go. So you couldn't feasibly get there without the enemy's help, and then we'll just increase the strength of him boosting you up. Let's make that 16. That way you definitely have enough time to get there. It's pretty exciting. It was doable. Oh, so Trials of Mana is the remake of the Seiken Densetsu 3, right? Actually, that was one of my favorite games to play on, you know, like fan translated stuff. Come on. Dang. Alright, I'll make it this time. Yep. I fell. I fell. I fell. Okay, yeah, Trials of Mana is one that I really, really want to play as soon as I can. Oh, I got impaled. I got impaled. I'll make it. I'll make it. I fell. I fell. I'm awful. I'm making a fool of myself. There we go. Okay, now I just see I can see the enemy. There we go. Whoop. Yeah, nailed it. Okay, cool. And then end of the level. Okay, nailed it. There's no multiplayer? There's no multiplayer in Trials of Mana. You're just saying that, right? To upset me? You're making that up? Oh no. Oh no. So the remake portion doesn't have multiplayer, but the original does. Okay. That's a huge missed opportunity. I'm just going to briefly have something to eat. Look, I got a tater tot here. These tater tots are really good. Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to have friends that would just show up at the door and say, "Hey, let's play Secret of Mana," and then we'd just hang out and play Secret of Mana. Can you imagine? Can you imagine just showing up to your friend's house, just doorbelling and saying, "Hey, let's play a video game"? These days, can you imagine it these days? Oh, that's awesome. Playing Secret of Mana with my sister was the most memorable gaming experience of my childhood. For me, it was playing. Well, my sisters and I played Resident Evil and Silent Hill together. We love those games, so that's kind of some of my most memorable gaming stuff, gaming memories. And we'd be sitting in the dark, and then we'd just hand the controller off to each other when we got too scared. Man, we had a lot of fun with those games. Yeah, I have close friends these days. I couldn't imagine just doorbelling, just showing them saying, "Hey, let's play Secret of Mana." I mean, you would text first, right? And then of course they'd be like, "Oh, I'm busy, maybe another time," which is just what happens. Oh no, that's so sad. Try this, arrive at your friend's doorstep and say, "Hey, wanna watch me play Trials of Mana?" That's sad. Why? Why wouldn't you have multiplayer in that? I haven't played it myself. Maybe there's a logical reason why multiplayer doesn't work. It's just a bit of a bummer. You know, you know what would be so mean? Is if I put bottle caps right here. That would be brutal. Why would someone do that? Why would you do that? Why would you put them right there? Are you trying to hurt people? If I did one up there, can the player, you know what? I'll use the grid lines to line up, and I'll just lower it. Am I trying to hurt people? Maybe. Okay, let's see if I can grab these coins here. Place your bets. Can I do it without getting killed? Place your bets. Okay. I might bring them forward a little. Okay. Hit. Oh! Ah, I almost made it. I almost made it. Okay, it's doable. Yeah, nailed it. Okay, I remember watching my big sister play the first Tomb Raider, and I'd watch her play it and would get scared the heck out of her, and me as well. That's awesome. Yeah, the Tomb Raider games were really good at creepy atmosphere. You're in dark, confined spaces. I love that kind of stuff. You know what I just saw? Okay, that's weird. I need to figure out what's going on there. Let's go to my scripts and fix it. I recently watched episode 4 of Moon Knight, and that gave me some real Tomb Raider vibes. It was just so cool. I really enjoyed episode 4 of Moon Knight. Yeah, if health is greater than 0, perform your feat. Perform the feat. There, got stuck. There's really no reason why that should be happening. It's boring. I'll fix it later. I'll just bring these out a little bit. You know what gets me? What's so cool about the original Tomb Raider games is how cool the hair physics is on Lara. Like that was really unheard of. In that era. So it was really rare to see things like that. So the fact that there was such convincing hair physics on Lara was really awesome. Okay, so this guy will ruin your day if you land here. You can jump on his head. Okay, so I'm looking at this. So I can see that it's not possible to reach from there to there. You're going to have problems. So the gimmick of this stage is this. Right, okay, here's what I intended. I intended the player to use another one of these guys. Let's make this one move faster so it's a challenge. So the movement speed will be like that, but the rotation, let's see, 120, so you don't have a lot of time. Oop. Okay. There we go. So logically, you've got to avoid getting hit by that. You jump on that, hang on. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'll make that slower so it's easier to deal with. I'll make that a 30. Yeah. There we go. So the player can wait here and then, yeah, okay. So the main threat they're dealing now is you have borrowed time when you're on the platform. You got to get the timing right for this. You jump and you just got to avoid those spikes. So you can either backtrack and land here, snipe that guy because you have your long range character, get him out of the way, jump on that, and then you're clear for this area. You know what would be really messed up is if I put spikes like right here, so if you overjumped it, oh, that'd be so messed up. It'd be really rude. It'd be really, really rude if I put one right there. Oh, that'd be so bad. If you jumped and then you just misjudged it, that'd be bad. That's like some Mario Maker design right there. T-Rexes in video games are always cool. My favorite T-Rex, me personally, is the Final Fantasy VIII T-Rex. Oh, so rad. It's like the first half hour of the game and you get destroyed. I'm convinced the reason it took so long for women to get more video game representation was how hard it was to program hair physics. You know what? Yeah. Yeah, it was really tough. They did it with Laura, and I guess it took years and years to replicate it. Claire Redfield on Resident Evil 2, she had a ponytail, and I don't know if that was just like a fixed animation. I'm gonna have to boot up Resident Evil 2 and look now. Maybe it was physics animated. Maybe that's why Jill Valentine and Rebecca Chambers have such short hair in their game, so they don't have to physics animate them. You know what? You're cheating. You're cheating lazy developer if your female characters have short hair because you didn't want to animate hair physics. You need to put in that extra effort. All right, we're going to slow down the rotation on this so it's easier to deal with. We're going to make that 30. This one can be a slower rotation too. We'll make it 30, 60. There. Okay, so I think we've finished this one. I think we fixed all the gold. We've got the box tops. Yep, okay. We can move on to the next stage. We got enough stuff in there. I'll get rid of my Buster's core. Wait, and clean up. We don't need the game manager anymore. Let's see the level start. Put that back to where it needs to be. Zoo, 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 zoo. Okay, put that player starts there. We'll turn the music back on as well. And here we go. Hey, you know what? It sells. You know what? That sort of appeal, it sells. It sells units. Why not? Pardon me while I have some lunch. Let's see here. Oh. First boss fight. A happy little bear. Okay. Now on this stage, let's make it to where if the player bounces on this guy, reward the player with some bottle caps. 4 to start out with. 4 bottle caps for you. I don't know, I distinctly remember, like, magazines like EGM making a huge deal about, like, oh, look how realistic Lara Croft is, and whatnot, and it's like, what? I mean, I don't think she's that realistic looking. Oh, you know what? See, Tifa from Final Fantasy VII had long hair, but that wasn't physics animated, that was just normal animation. For the longest time, Tifa was my favorite video game character. But then I played Resident Evil 2, and then Claire was extremely cool. So then I always had a hard time picking between favorite female video game characters. They're both so awesome. They both did cool stuff. But then Claire did that thing in Code Veronica where there's a room full of dudes, and they're all holding her at gunpoint. She drops her gun, and then she drops down, and then grabs a gun and shoots the explosives. And I was impressed. She faster than gravity. Let's see here. All right. Okay, the thing that got me with Tifa was like the outfits. For me, she had the really short shorts or whatever, and I was thinking, like, you're fighting, like, I don't know, dragons, and like weird machine things, and like Cloud's got this armor thing, and Barrett's, he's pretty armored, and then Tifa's sort of like, no, I'm cool with shorts, this is fine. So to me that added to like the toughness of the character, is she didn't even care about armor. She was fine with shorts, she's cool, She's not even worried about being armored. Oh no, see, Final Fantasy VII armor was like a bangle. It's always a bangle. So they're wearing a little bracelet, and for a Final Fantasy VII character, they're kind of like, oh yeah, no, this is plenty. There's plenty of armor right here. This is enough. This got 6 materia slots on my little bracelet here. I'm good. My fave series of all time is Metal Gear Solid. Some pretty awesome female leads are there too. Yeah, absolutely. See, what I really like about Tifa's depiction, especially, okay, so in Advent Children had awesome depiction for Tifa. I mean, they, Red 13's my dude. They gave him half a line in Advent Children, but in Advent Children they did an excellent job depicting Tifa's strength, because they showed how powerful characters are, and like the weird Sephiroth clones or whatever. Tifa was the only character who could stand toe-to-toe with those guys. And then the one dude, Laws, I think was his name, he had to use his... I think he had to use materia. He had to steal materia and then use his magic punchy fist to beat Tifa. Up until that point, she was fighting a Sephiroth clone, and she was had the advantage the whole time. That's cool. That's my kind of female game character. That's awesome. And it was really good depiction of her character. Whereas characters like Sid and Red 13, man, Advent Children did not have time. They didn't have time for those characters at all, so it was a real bummer for me. Yes, what I really like about Tifa and Advent Children was, oh look, these are clothes that make sense now. And it's like, she can still move. She still had her agility. It wasn't encumbering, but it was more protection for her body while she's fighting robots and dragons. Made sense. Yeah. Snake Eater 3DS is shockingly gorgeous on the 3DS. It is beautiful. I remember the frame rate wasn't great, but it's, you know what, visually what they were trying to do, what do you expect, Pardon me. You know what, let's reward the player for doing little jumpy jumps. They can have a bottle cap each. Bottle cap for you. Bottle cap for you. Bottle cap for you. Bottle cap for you. For me, I mean, this is like a personal conversation now, but for me, it's the way you depict females in video games is extremely important to me because it sets an expectation. So I really strongly dislike overly sexualized females in video games because it's like you're saying, oh, this is the only appealing thing about females. This is the only reason they're in the video game. And I really dislike that. It really, you know, that's something that really pisses me off is when a game is sort of like, look, this woman is hot. That's why she's here. That really bothers me. So I always put a lot of thought into writing and depicting female characters in my games because it's important. Okay, let's see. We'll put this ladder up here, right? I'm looking. I think I might put a box top up here. Let's see here. Where are my box tops at? Okay, there we go. Yeah, and one thing that really, I mean, on the topic of female game characters, one thing that I'm most disappointed about when I was working on 3 Down Stars, and I'd spend a lot of my development time tricking Unity into working and just forcing it to work any way I possibly could. The content that I had to cut was mostly related to just more story stuff with Annalise. And her story with her father and other characters, because I would have to have created more unique environments. I had to script more events, so I ended up cutting a lot of stuff that was meant to be Annalise's story, and it was a bummer. I really wanted to have all the content that I had planned, and you know, you run into developmental issues. I need to make... Okay, I think the player can see the top of that. I'm going to lower this. So what really bummed me out was a lot of the story that I had to cut from Annalise's section. And I'm hoping in the future, if I can do like an HD version of 3 Down Stars, I'm really hoping that I can sort of add back in the sections for Annalise that I had to remove just to get 3DS launched. Let's see here. So... what? Okay, so we got a box top up there. You know, it would be really messed up if I hid a box top down here. Or where's a section I can hide one? Yeah, I'm gonna hide one down here. I'm hiding a box top. Oh no, this is a split. This is another split section, right? So the 2 different players access. Yeah. Okay, so I'll have to place the box tops on either side. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna hide a box top down here. This is a secret. Only you guys will know. No one else will know. I'm putting a box top down here. And we need a way to get back up. Let's go ahead and put a trampoline down there. Okay. So what I will do is actually remove this one. There we go. Alright, we got a box top and a trampoline down there. Okay, cool. I'm playing Picross and found this puzzle online and the title was Lost, and it's the meme where the comic in 8 lines. I'm not sure what that is. I don't think I've ever played a Picross game. Pardon me while I have something sustain my life force. Alright, what's the gimmick of this? Oh, I know the gimmick of this stage. It's these guys. Okay. Alright. Let's put some money down there. Okay, you gotta hop on this guy. Let's, can I grab this guy or not? Okay. Let's put him... What level is this? Level 5. Okay, I think I'm gonna get got a projectile guy here. I'm gonna replace this guy. Okay, Swollen Balloon 3D. Swollen Balloon. Okay, Swollen Balloon. Yep. Okay. Let's see, up and downy. We'll make it move slow. 0.4. I'll show you what this guy does here. Let's have a quick look. I've shown him a little bit in a video before. You can see his hitbox. It'll go back and forth. So you can either wait and then go under him, or you can shoot him and get him out of the way. Okay. And then that's a placeholder for the box top. Let's go ahead and just grab it then. What's it? Okay. Cool. I just want to grab this, by the way. Excuse me. Alright, which means, so this is where the paths rejoin. I'll have to put the box tops... Oh! What if... Okay. What if I was a bad person and I put the box top down here? No, that'd be dumb. I'll put it up here. No, I'll put it up here. How about that? Because there's already one hidden box top down at the bottom. Okay, what time is it? Check the time here. Wow, I did not realize we were streaming forever. I'll wrap up the stream soon in a minute, so I just wanted to thank everyone for hanging out and chatting on the stream and talking video games. I appreciate everyone's support. I always enjoy hanging out and chatting. And I hope you guys enjoyed just hanging out, looking at the games and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully I'll do another stream again soon. We can all chat and talk games. And I hope you look forward to these upcoming games. So I'm trying to get White Inside Umbra. Again, we're still getting through the submission process, so hopefully we can finish that up pretty soon. Let's see, actually I'll turn off the movement on this guy. So he has no movement. We'll make the rotation pretty fast. Auto rotate. 120. And yeah, hopefully we'll get the we'll get all our games sorted out. Then hopefully we can start launching these games very soon. So thanks very much, everyone. Oh, look at this. There's a hidden number 5 in the background. That lets everybody know that I helped fake the moon landing video. Okay, I'll just keep working on this. No, there isn't a stream schedule. I sort of just do them randomly. I try to do them as often as possible, but I need to balance out just working quickly and efficiently, and then just, you know, trying to hang out with everyone and let you know how things are going. So, and sometimes I'm just too low on energy. You know, the games are quite demanding to work on, and I work very quickly. And I'm still recovering from March, where I had that brutal. Well, that was a brutal workload getting the 7 games prepared for March, and I'm still recovering from that. So I'm not able to work really 100% speed. Otherwise, I'd probably have, you know, more of these games done and fully submitted already. So right now I'm just working at a speed that I can sustain, and still trying to just recover from March. So anyway, thank you everyone. I really appreciate you. Please take care of yourselves, be well, and then hopefully we can all hang out again soon. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you around. Cheerio.